Hi everyone, welcome back to Kazini Talks. My name is Nicole. It's so nice to have you here. Welcome to the new month of August. I'm super excited to be in this month. Regardless of everything that is going on around us, I'm just so grateful for the fact that I'm still alive, I'm still breathing, and that is really what matters, regardless of everything that is happening around us. So without going too much into rambling, guys, I'll request you to please do the usual, like the video, share, subscribe. I have a very interesting topic that I'll be discussing with you guys in this video. This is something that is super dear to my heart. I've always been wanting to share it with you guys, so don't go anywhere. Okay, so now just lately I've been kind of reflecting upon my life and everything that has been happening around me. And when I look at my career, as far as my career is concerned, as far as my friendships are concerned, I've kind of been dealing with that whole roller coaster of trying to balance the two. And that is the reason why I thought I would make this video to share with you guys my thoughts, my opinions on how do you go about balancing between your career and your friendships. So definitely, if there's something that you resonate with, I definitely would request you to please, leave your comments down below. I'll be glad to read them. And yeah, so when I look back, I've definitely been having a lot when it comes to a lot of changes, especially as far as my career is concerned, because what I'm doing currently, for example, at the moment I work as a recruiter, but that is not what I was doing way back. I definitely had, a lot of different careers here and there before I joined my current one. And at the same time, also, I've had to deal with a lot of friendships, a lot of, in and out of friendships. And there are a lot of things that I've learned that I used not to do way back. They have exposed me to so many changes, so many transformations in my life, especially even just living abroad, being able to interact with different cultures here and there, and trying to incorporate all of that with your friendships. It's definitely tough, but I'm grateful as well because through it, you're able to get a lot of experiences and transformations which wouldn't have happened. So I just want to share with you guys a few tips to help you know how to balance your career as well as your friendships. So I'll begin with the first one. Number one is to make sure that you're intentional. It's super intentional to be. It's very important to be intentional with everything that you do. This regards your career as well as your friendships, because sometimes you'll find that your career might not be in line with your friendships. Maybe they're probably not happy with the current career probably that you're pursuing, and maybe they're trying to take you to another different level. But at the same time also, you need to look at yourself and you also need to learn to be intentional, because the reason why I say intentional is because many times we jump into different careers here and there, but the question is, do they really align with our purposes? Do they align with what we love or what we are passionate about? Yes, I know there are so many instances where we find ourselves in jobs that are there simply because we need the money to survive. We need the money to be able to pay our bills, which is not a crime. But at the end of the day also, it definitely matters to as well be able to align yourself with the right career path that is in line with your purpose, and at the same time also getting the right full friendships that are going to be intentional towards the pathway that you're going to, because you don't want to be in a situation where your friends are probably not supporting you in your new venture. For example, this happened to me way back in the past, and I got a job with a particular company, and I shared it with my friends thinking that they would probably be happy for me, but they weren't. And they kind of saw me like as if I was trying to compete with them or something of that sort. And it really brought a lot of issues, because at the end of the day, I didn't even last in the job. Like, I ended up losing it at some point. Why? Because my productivity really went low, and I could not really concentrate. I could not really focus, because now all my energy was going towards making my friends happy, towards doing what makes them happy, but at the end of the day I also neglected myself, because what about me? I also equally needed to be happy. So what was the use of me keeping the friendships if they were not going to support me in my pathway? So this is the reason why I say it's super, super important to be intentional when it comes to your career as well as your friendships. Right. So my number 2 is going to be reach out for needed perspectives. What do I mean by this? I definitely mean in certain situations, it's always good to learn to reach out to the people that are closest to you, to advise you, to, support you towards what you're trying to achieve or the pathway that you're trying to move towards. For example, maybe you're trying to transition your career from career A probably to career B probably. Maybe you're a nurse trying to get into technology. Those are two different, career pathways. So it's super, super important as well for you to be able to reach out to the right people, the right kind of friendships, of course. So I don't definitely mean toxic friendships, friendships that are going to give you advice that is MIA, that is even maybe going to make things much more worse in your life, because at the end of the day, your career pathway is also really, really determined a lot by the kind of friendships you have, because if they are not doing well in their own respective careers, then what makes you think that they'll be the right people to give you that right advice to help you be able to flourish in yours, right? So I look at it as a sense that it's very, very important for you to know the rightful people to share with. Now, those days way back in my life, I used to admire having a huge circle of friends. Like I used to have thousands and thousands of friends in my circle, in that when I would get my phone, and I'm browsing through the contacts, I would really feel so happy to see that, oh my God, I have all these contacts with me. Like all these are my friends. Oh gosh, I cannot believe it. But then I later got to realize, but what is the use of having all these contacts? What is the use of having all these friendships? Because it wasn't even making any sense. There reached a point where I had some issues and I needed some help. And some of the people that I called friends were not there for me. They just gave me deaf ears, right? And yet during the times when they were the ones in problems, I was there for them, but I never got the same energy back reciprocated to me. And so at the end of the day, it also really made me to learn to niche down my circle of friends. And also this comes alongside maturity, alongside growth. That is why I'm super happy as well to embrace it now at this stage in my life, at this point in my life, because now the way I do things is not the way I used to do things back then. The way I think now is not the way I used to think back then. Those days I used to find it so fancy, having so many people in my life. But it only brought, it only led to a lot of drama, a lot of conflicts here and there, enmity, unnecessarily, some things that I really never needed in my life. But now I've just gotten to learn to cherish the few that I have, because they have really helped me to push me to to another level of my life, and to actually even make me a much more better person, and also to make the right decisions as far as my career is concerned. Maybe I'm trying to transition somewhere, or probably I'm trying to start a business here and there, or another side hustle. The few friends that I have at the moment, I'm super grateful to have them, because at least there are people who really, I can say, have been there for me, and they're equally happy to see me get to the next level of my life. So this as well goes back to you. You need to look at your circle of friends and kind of sieve it and see if at all you have so many friendships, but they're not really making that sense in your life, then probably it's time to cut it short, because right now the year is almost coming to an end, and it's very good to organize your goals together, to put them all together, and to just help you be able to make the right decisions, to be able to help you do things differently, right? Maybe there are certain things that you've been wanting to achieve, and the year's almost coming to an end, but you don't know how to go about it. Sometimes we ignore some of these small things, such as friendships, but maybe they might be the reason which is causing maybe your progress to just remain stunted and not to progress to the next level. So it definitely matters a lot for you to look into some of these small actions, small activities in your life, and begin to cut some of them off, especially those that don't really make sense and you really see they're not taking you anywhere. Definitely, I encourage you to cut them off and honestly just seek advice from the rightful people. Get the rightful perspectives from the right people that you know will take you to the next level. Okay, now the third point that I'll talk about is learning how to prioritize. Guys, I cannot stress enough how important it is to learn to prioritize, because each and everything in life requires multitasking. You know, you can be a wife, you can be a mom, you can be a career woman. All these things require you to multitask, which is definitely the same thing when it comes to your friendships as well as your career. You need to learn to prioritize the two and, you know, just learn to kind of balance the two. Know when to give time and prioritize as well for your friendships. And at the same time, also know when to prioritize and give time to your career, because they are both equally important. I cannot say that you should definitely shut all friendships out of your life and just go quiet, go solo, and just fully concentrate on your career, because that at the end of the day also wouldn't be healthy. And even just for your peace of mind, for your mental health, it's also not good to just focus on work all the time. You definitely need also things to make your mind relax. You need things that are going to distract your mind as well, and that is where the friendships come in. So definitely know how your work schedule goes and know how to play around with it. For example, like, I'm super grateful with my current work schedule because it has helped me learn to be flexible and to learn to prioritize as well as multitask different things. So I'm able to create time for my family, I'm able to create time for my friends, I'm able to create time for my career itself, you know, and even for me as me. Guys, you shouldn't also just forget having time for you yourself as well, because it's super important. You know, if your mind, if your health is not doing well, then it means you'll not be able to function properly to prioritize all these other different aspects of your life. You cannot be able to balance your friendship successfully if you do not learn to create some time for you. So it's super important to have that me time for you, because it's going to help you to refreshen your energy, to re-energize, so that you can be able to bounce back and be able to give full force and energy to your friendships as well as your career. Okay, now the last point that I will leave you guys with is learning to know when to walk away, especially when your environment becomes toxic. Now, this definitely depends with your work environment. Maybe you're in a work environment or in a career that is super toxic, as well as even friendships. You know, toxicity versus toxicity, you know, it leads to more toxicity at the end of the day. So definitely that is not something that you'd wish yourself to be in. That is not the kind of energy that you'd want for yourself. So it's super important to know when to walk away. If you really see that something is getting out of hand, it's getting, you know, out of your control, and it's affecting your happiness, it's affecting your mental health, it's affecting even the people around you, then it's probably time to walk away. Because at the end of the day, we only have one life to live, right? And there's more to life than just remaining in a very toxic work environment or remaining in a circle of toxic friendships. There's more to life than that. There are so many opportunities out there. There are so many career fulfilling jobs out there, as well as better friendship circles out there. So you will not be able to embrace all of that and see all the opportunities that are around you if you keep enclosing yourself in a small teeny tiny bubble just like this, you know. But the more you begin to open up and you begin to learn to let your mind refreshen and look at things from a much more wider angle and perspective, you will definitely be able to sense and smell toxicity from afar. You'll definitely be able to sense and see that things are not going in the right direction in your life, and you know, probably it's time for you to take that action. So definitely that decision remains in your hands. But yeah, guys, I thank you so much. These are the tips that I wanted to share with you regarding some of my own experiences when it comes to balancing career as well as friendships. And I hope that you are able to resonate with any of them that I've mentioned. In case if you're resonating with some, you can feel free to also share your experience in the comment section below. I'll be sure to check them out, and I'll request you to please check out my other videos, which will be right here. Follow me on my socials, which will be right here. And guys, I'm super happy as well to share this news with you. So I recently started my own company, which is called Kazini Consults. So this channel is called Kazini Talks, but the other company is called Kazini Consults. So I'm in the process of, just creating the website, so it will be running out soon, but I'm super excited for this. And definitely with this company, we do provide career coaching services, as well as things relating to relocating abroad, whether it's through school or through work. We definitely do provide that support. So if this is something that you would want to know more about, then feel free to DM me in the comment section below, or to reach out to me on my socials, which will be here. I'll definitely be willing and ready to answer whatever questions you may have. So thank you so much, guys. Please remember to subscribe, share the video. Let us grow this family. I would definitely appreciate it if you can share my content, so that we can be able to reach 1K. Thank you so much, guys. I'll definitely catch you in my next video. Bye for now.